Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. What if I told you that deep within the lush rainforests and ancient river valleys of Malaysia, a story far older than any history book is waiting to be uncovered? We often hear about the great empires of Rome or Egypt, but right here in Southeast Asia lies a treasure trove of secrets, a history stretching back tens of thousands of years. Today, we're not just talking about history. We're digging for it. We're on a journey to uncover Malaysia's ancient past, one incredible archaeological discovery at a time. So grab your gear, because this is going to be an adventure. Our story begins not in a grand palace, but in a cave. Specifically, the Naya Caves in Sarawak, Borneo. Imagine stepping into a cavern so immense it could swallow a cathedral. In 1958, archaeologists Tom and Barbara Harrison did just that, and what they found would rewrite human history. They unearthed a human skull, nicknamed the Deep Skull. Now, this wasn't just any skull. After years of meticulous study and advanced dating techniques, scientists confirmed it to be around 37,000 years old. This made it, at the time, the oldest modern human fossil found in Southeast Asia. Think about that for a second. 37,000 years ago, while woolly mammoths roamed other parts of the world, modern humans were living, thriving, and burying their dead right here in what would become Malaysia. The Naya Caves weren't just a shelter. They were a home, a sacred place, a witness to the dawn of humanity in this region. The discovery of the Deep Skull proved that Malaysia was a crucial crossroads on the great migration journey of our earliest ancestors out of Africa. But the story doesn't end there. Let's fast forward a bit and travel across the South China Sea to peninsular Malaysia, to a place called Lenggong Valley in Perak. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is like an open-air museum, holding secrets from the Stone Age. And the star of this museum is the Perak Man. Discovered in 1991 in a cave called Gua Gunung Runtu, Perak Man is the most complete prehistoric skeleton ever found in Malaysia, dating back around 11,000 years. But what makes him so special isn't just his age, it's his story. Analysis of his skeleton revealed he had a rare genetic condition, a form of dwarfism, and a severely deformed left arm. He wouldn't have been a hunter or a warrior. In a prehistoric society where survival of the fittest was the rule, you might expect someone with such physical challenges to be cast out. But that's not what happened. Perak Man lived to be in his 40s, a ripe old age for that era. He was buried with great care, in a fetal position, surrounded by stone tools and thousands of river shells. This wasn't a simple burial, it was a ritual. It tells us that his community didn't just tolerate him, they valued him. They cared for him. Perhaps he was a shaman, a storyteller, or a wise elder. His burial is one of the earliest pieces of evidence in the world for compassion and complex social structure. It shows a society that looked beyond physical ability and saw the value of the individual. The Lenggong Valley, through the story of Perak Man, gives us a profound glimpse into the humanity of our ancient ancestors. From the Stone Age, we now journey into the age of great civilizations. Let's head north to Kedah, to the Bujang Valley, or Lembah Bujang. Nestled between Gunung Jerai, a sacred mountain, and the Merbok River, this was once a bustling international trading hub. Forget the idea of ancient Malaysia being isolated. From as early as the 1st century AD, the Bujang Valley was a critical stop on the maritime Silk Road, connecting China to India and the Middle East. Archaeologists here have unearthed the remains of over 50 ancient temples, known as Kandi. These aren't just piles of rock. They are sophisticated structures showing a blend of Hindu and Buddhist influences. They tell a story of a prosperous kingdom that was open to new ideas, new faiths, and new people. Imagine traders from India and Arabia sailing up the Merbok River, their ships laden with spices, glass beads, and textiles. They would have seen a vibrant port city, with markets, workshops, and these magnificent candy dotting the landscape. Discoveries of Middle Eastern ceramics, Chinese porcelain, and Indian beads, all in one place, prove just how cosmopolitan this ancient kingdom was. The Bujang Valley reveals a forgotten golden age, a time when a powerful Malay polity controlled one of the most important trade routes in the world. It shows us that Malaysia's history of multiculturalism and global connection is not a modern phenomenon, but a legacy that is thousands of years old. But what about the great empires we read about? What about the rise of the Malay sultanates? Well, archaeology is shedding new light on that too. For centuries, the legendary maritime empire of Srivijaya, which dominated Southeast Asia from the 7th to the 13th century, was thought to be centered solely in Sumatra, Indonesia. However, recent discoveries are challenging this narrative. Archaeologists are finding more and more evidence suggesting that the Malay Peninsula, including parts of modern-day Malaysia, played a much more significant role in the Srivijayan Empire than previously believed. Inscriptions and artifacts found in Kedah and other coastal areas hint at powerful local chiefdoms that were key players within this vast trading network. It's a complex puzzle, and every new artifact is a piece that helps us see the bigger picture, a shared history and an interconnected web of power, trade, and culture that spanned the entire region. Even the story of the famed Malacca Sultanate, the pinnacle of the classical Malay world, is being enriched by archaeology. We've all heard the stories of Parameswara and Hang Tuah, but digging beneath the modern city of Malacca, archaeologists are uncovering the physical reality of this legendary port. They've found the foundations of wooden palaces, remnants of the city's formidable fortress, a famosa, and a wealth of artifacts from around the globe. Chinese porcelain from the Ming Dynasty, Dutch coins, Portuguese cannons. Each object tells a story of the city's incredible wealth and its role as a global crossroads. These discoveries bring the history books to life, allowing us to walk the same ground, to touch the same world, as the traders and sultans of old. It reminds us that history is not just a story, but a physical place buried right beneath our feet. So, from the 37,000-year-old Deep Skull to the bustling port of medieval Malacca, what does all this tell us? It tells us that Malaysian history is deep, diverse, and dynamic. It's a story of resilience, innovation, and connection. These discoveries are more than just academic curiosities. They are part of a national identity. They challenge us to look beyond the last few hundred years and to appreciate the incredible depth of the human story that has unfolded on this land. This is a living history. Archaeologists are still out there, in the field, in the labs, making new discoveries every year. Who knows what secrets are still buried, waiting for the next generation of explorers to find? Perhaps the next great discovery will be made in your own backyard. The work of these archaeologists, piecing together fragments of pottery, analyzing ancient bones, and mapping forgotten cities, is a painstaking labor of love. It's a detective story played out over millennia, and it's a story that belongs to all of us. It connects us to our deepest roots and shows us that the threads of our past are woven into the very fabric of our present. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through Malaysia's ancient history. I hope it sparked your curiosity to learn more about the amazing stories hidden all around us. What was the most surprising discovery for you? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.